Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. We've got 3 options. I'm going to go over them very quickly. For this pick a card, we're asking the question, what are your person's current thoughts and feelings? So romantic, person of interest, what are their current thoughts and feelings? This is my favorite type of reading, and I do offer personal readings as well if you want to get something that's really specific to you. But option number 1, if you're drawn to this goddess card, it is Isis. Option number 2 is Hina. And option number 3 is Athena. So you can take a moment and look at these cards here. The timestamps are below with the names. So we have number 1, Isis, number 2, Hina, and number 3, Athena. So go ahead and get in touch with your intuition, see which of these readings or readings perhaps are calling out to you, and use those timestamps, and I'll see you at your reading. All right, group 1, this is your reading. You chose Goddess Isis, great choice. So we're going to get into your reading and see what is your person of interest thinking and feeling for you currently. My camera was kind of crooked there, so if you noticed a jump take, that was because I fixed the camera a bit. But all right, let's shuffle here. I've already done a thorough shuffle, but you can kind of hear me shuffling and know that it is happening and that I'm randomizing the cards and also tuning into our intuitive connection group 1 folks. Okay, for group 1, what is their person of interest thinking and feeling here? Well, they're definitely desiring communication. I think they see you as almost like a safe space for them, someone who gives them a sense of security with this Queen of Pentacles. But I feel on your end, because you're represented here by the Death, they're represented by this 8 of Wands, and this is kind of the shared energy, because you are, it isn't just that they feel that you're a sense of security. I think you are a sense of security. You've really been there for this person. You've been kind of a cornerstone. You've been someone they can lean on, someone they can depend on. They want to communicate with you. They might even be trying, or they've sent you messages that maybe you are either purposefully ignoring, or you just haven't even checked the messages and you don't even know that they're there. But I'm getting the energy from this Death card that maybe it's like this person may have crossed a line that you were just like, no, you crossed the line that shouldn't be crossed. I feel like you are kind of over this person. I do. You're moving on. You're like, no, I'm ready for new adventures here. I've been this Queen of Pentacles for you. Now I'm going to be the Queen of Wands. Now I'm going to seek other options. I'm going to see what else is out there for me. Not just romantically, but it's like you are claiming your own life. Because, why? I feel that maybe you didn't feel respected by them. It's like, well, I was giving you so much. I was being supportive. I was maybe even being a provider in a sense. The Queen of Pentacles can be that type of person. Or, making your life comfortable. Right? It could have been doing something, acts of service, cooking, cleaning, Queen of Pentacles is very reliable. They like that. They want that again. And I think that the person you're asking about, they're just so focused on what they want here and the fact that they can't access you. That's primarily what's on their mind. Let's look more into this 8 of Pentacles. I think that, here's the thing. This person is out here trying to provide for themselves with the 3 of Pentacles, or they're trying to, I don't know, cook and clean for themselves or whatever. They're like, dang, this is hard work. It's almost like someone who's never looked after a kid before being like, well, you get to stay home and look after the kids, and you know, you're just watching cartoons all day. It's so easy. And then the one day that they actually experience it, they're like, whoa, whew, this is tough, you know? So there's something like that going on with this person, where it's like the reality of how much hard work and effort you were putting in to being there for them, supporting them, providing whatever it was. Like, you were there for them. You were doing the most, and they were doing the least. And now they're having to do the most for themselves because there's no one else there to do it, and it's causing them a sense of anxiety. I feel like they like to think that they're the emperor, but they're really the Prince of Pentacles. You know? It's like they're living in this fantasy world where they're like, I am the boss or the CEO, when really they're like in an entry-level position or something. You know, it doesn't, I mean, I'm using that kind of as a metaphor, because whatever it is that this person is doing in their life, they do not know. Like, for example, if this is their first time staying at home taking care of the kids, like, they barely know how to make lunch. They barely know how to do the laundry, but they want to pretend like, yeah, of course, I'm an expert in all of this. I know the best way to do laundry. Like, this might be their third time ever doing laundry in their life. Maybe not even that. Like, they don't really know what they're doing. They don't have a good grasp on it, but they're living in this delusional land. But at the same time, what they do know is it's hard work, and they don't like doing it, which is why they want to be in contact with you, I think, because they miss you making their lives a lot easier. I feel like, you know, now that you're gone, now that you're not there, they're like, you are the ideal partner. They still think, though, that they were meeting you halfway. It's like it's still not, I don't think it's clicking in their head. Like, they're like, well, I was always giving just as much as you. Like, they don't want to admit it because they just don't want to see themselves that way. Yeah, they want to see themselves as, like, kind and loving. Yeah, they're just not willing to see that they were not meeting you halfway. But I really feel it like with your energy, you are moving on. Now, you're moving on because I think for you, like, when you think about this person, like, which for one thing, I don't think you're thinking about them all that much. I mean, enough maybe to get this reading. Or maybe even started watching this for a different person, but now that I'm talking, you're like, oh, you're talking about the person that I just moved on from. Yeah, when you think about it, you just think about, like, how it's definitely over. But they're still sort of wistful in this wishful thinking of how the two of you are gonna, they can't let go of the idea of getting back together with you. But I just don't think that you feel the same way. So what more do you need to know about this person? First of all, I really don't think this person is ever going to acknowledge that they weren't actually meeting you halfway. And I think that you did make the right decision in moving on. You know, the only thing that has clicked, you know, sometimes when you leave someone, they start to realization sets in. The only thing they have realized is, wow, it's so much harder having to do everything for myself. They're not realizing, like, oh, well, it must have been hard for group one then to be doing all of this for me. They're not realizing that. They're just solely seeing what it means to them. I do feel like this person has genuine feelings for you, despite the fact that, you know, their mindset and their approach is kind of self-centered. They do have feelings. Like, I feel that this person gets giddy even. There's a sort of giddiness that I'm picking up on here. that they have when they think about you, beyond what I've already mentioned. You know, like the initial is like, oh my God, I wish group one was still around to do things for me, to take care of me, to make my life so cushy and easy. But they do still have the emotional thoughts too, like they have memories. They have sweet memories, and like they get giddy thinking about you. Yeah, I feel they might even be having dreams or like reveries about you, maybe all of the above, but I'm getting a lot of like imaginative, like stuff that's happening that's not real. So that could be dreams, that could be them in their head imagining or reenacting things that have happened. But it's like as they go over these things, or as they have these dream experiences of you, it just creates it makes the emotions for them much stronger. Yeah, it makes them giddy and light-hearted, lightheaded. They're getting drunk on thoughts of you, I feel. Yeah, it's very like happy and positive when they think about you. It's like a beautiful fairy tale, or these dreams. It's again, it's like giddy positivity, but this is just them in their mind imagining the two of you together. Some of it is memories or just based on memories, but a lot of it is just scenarios they're making up in their head about the two of you spending time together, being happy, going on dates or whatever. Like they're imagining a bit of a fairy tale of what it will be like when you're back in their life. I think they feel like you are going to come back around again, and that it's only a matter of time. And so they're just kind of holding their breath for you to come sailing back in. And I feel like they had this mindset, when group one comes back, they're going to be so happy to see me again. They'll forget why they even stopped talking to me. Yeah, let's see here. I will say, I mean, I said that they haven't had a lot of realizations since you've been gone. One of them was life is harder without you. But the other realization, I think, is how much in love with you and how happy you make them. And I'm going to put that in the present tense because they feel that you are still in their life. This is the fantasy that they're having, you know, and maybe you are. Maybe you are choosing just to take a break and you're going to come back to them. Maybe you fully moved on. But this is the reality that they're choosing to believe, is that you definitely are still in their life, even though you aren't maybe talking to them currently. And so yeah, it has opened them up more to understand their feelings. But they're really not seeing much about you here. They're not understanding the hard work you put into being supportive of them. They're not understanding your need to attend to your own needs, that you're a unique individual with your own needs that you have to show up for. And they definitely aren't understanding that they weren't meeting you halfway and being equally supportive of you. I feel like you may have felt very alone a lot of times in this connection or relationship or whatever this is. We have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, because it's like you had to overextend yourself in order to be there and be supportive of this person. And anytime you pointed that out, it's like you're on thin ice, or it's like, you know, there's this tension, unspoken tension. Maybe you even held a lot back and didn't say what your frustrations were. But the togetherness was not there for you. Here you are, like, doing for yourself, not even, I mean, knowing that you can't ask them for help with anything because they haven't come through before. but knowing that they will always be coming to you asking you for support, help, etc. You know, they wanted you to make their life perfect and without problems, and here you are trying to do that, actually, I think, quite often. And then on top of that, you know, trying to make your own life okay, which they're not contributing to that. This is a smart person also. This person is smart, and so they should have been smart enough to see this. But I don't think they can see past their own ego. This person was expecting and still is expecting a future with you. So that's just, I mean, what is most important for group 1 to understand about this person's mindset now? They don't have a problem with the pattern that the two of you had set. There was a pattern perhaps of you doing a lot for them and doing a lot for them, and maybe at some point you would bring it up and it would cause tension, or maybe sometimes you would hold it back and it would just cause tension within you and you would be dissatisfied, and then maybe it would get back to a good place or something again. But like they didn't see that as problematic. The fact that your togetherness was built around either I'm meeting their needs or I'm feeling tension because I'm not being met halfway and they're not getting it. That isn't togetherness. That's codependence. And anyway, I feel like that's what the most of what your spirit guides want you to understand here. Like these small issues, maybe they were small individually, but they add up if that's all that there is, right? If that's all that there ever is like, okay, there are these small issues, there are these small frustrations, but they never get resolved, then it becomes a big issue. And when the pattern never shifts, and when the person never like starts to actually be there for you the same way that you are for them, then all that it does is hold you back from your own potential, which I feel like you have already seen. And I think that you're already sailing off, and maybe you just needed, you know, there could be just a part of you that just needed reassurance that that was the correct choice, that you're not a bad person for putting yourself first, that it's okay, that you're basically like smart enough to move on and not be codependent like this, that you've seen, you know, that you've seen the truth that you're never going to truly be happy here. Just a confirmation perhaps. But yeah, I think that's basically what I've got for you, group 1. I hope that that was helpful. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome, group 2, to your reading. You chose this goddess card, which is Hina, goddess Hina, and it says courage. So welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking into your person of interest and seeing what their current thoughts and feelings are about you. I'm going to shuffle the cards really well for you, and we'll see what's going on here. Okay. Well, I feel like the first thing is, so this is this person, this is how they're seeing you, this is the shared energy. There definitely is a lot of comparing, they're comparing themselves to you. This is someone, they care about what they do for a living, or some sort of skill or talent they have. So if it's not something that they're actively making money at, there's some sort of talent that they have. For most people, though, this is going to be a job, the 3 of Pentacles. And they care about what they're doing in their job or this talent that they have. And they're trying to get better at work, improve their career life, improve this talent, whatever it might be. And they feel that you have maybe achieved a lot more because they're seeing you as the emperor. So it's a little bit like, yeah, you are someone who has maybe created a life for yourself. We have the emperor and the hermit. Both of these are someone who can do things on their own, self-directed, right? Someone who is self-directed. Maybe you are in charge, or you have your own business, or you've been able to create success for yourself, but you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, or what is the phrase when a self-made person? You're kind of a self-made person. That's how they're seeing you. Yeah, you did it on your own. You succeeded on your own. Their pathway isn't necessarily that pathway of making it on their own. But they do feel proud of what they do, and they do really care about doing a good job. It is a major part of their identity. But I think they do just see a difference between the two of you. And one of the things they feel is maybe because you are a self-made person, or if you are working for someone else or for a company, they feel like you have a lot of time, like you have a more flexible schedule or something, and that you want time with them. You want to be able to spend more time with them. Group 2, you, the emperor hermit here, feel like you're being neglected by the person you're asking about, because they have a schedule they have to attend to. And like, this person is kind of like, well, listen, I understand that you have more free time, or you have a more flexible schedule, or you can determine your own schedule or something like that, and you want more time with me. But they're just like, do you not understand? Like, I have things that I have to do at certain times, and I have these obligations, and they're important. It doesn't mean that you are not important to me. I feel like this person is impressed with you. I don't think, they do compare the two of you, but I don't think it's in a like jealousy, or I should be a self-made person like group 2 is. It's more, wow, that's really cool that you're able to do that. But because you have this particular sort of lifestyle, which you've created for yourself, congrats, you seem to not remember or understand what my life is like, because my life is very different. But yeah, I mean, okay, so a lot of the thoughts that we're getting so far are definitely centered upon career and ambition and pursuing life goals or whatever. Again, they really see, I know I've already said it, but now we have the Ace of Wands. Like, you're a self-starter. Like, maybe you started something that nobody else has done before. There's something about you that is pioneering in some way. But in any case, they do want to excel in life at the same level as you, because they want to be this King of Wands. They're like, you inspire them. That's what we're trying to get here. That you are an inspiration to this person, because they're like, group 2, they started somewhere, they had to light that first spark, and then to get the ball rolling. But when they started out, they started small, or they didn't start with much, and they made a lot from it. So you really inspire them, because they're like, I could create this 10 of Pentacles just like group 2 has. I just have to get the spark started, get this, get that snowball rolling down the hill, building up momentum. They're very inspired by you. Very, very inspired by you. I feel like this person is determined to be successful. But again, I do feel like a difference. And, this is just their perspective, and maybe the way they're seeing it is not correct. But they kind of see that maybe you created a level of success for yourself, and then you took advantage of that to have lots of free time or go on lots of vacations or take it easy or something. And they're like, well, I want to be a success as well in my career life, but I kind of want to be constantly working. This person maybe is a little bit of a workaholic, and they're not judging you because we have this Ace of Swords. They're like, what I want for myself is what's right for me. What's right for me is like to be like working a lot, you know, not to be constantly on vacation. But they're like, well, I can see that it is actually best for group 2 to, you know, be taking it easy, taking extended breaks or holidays or whatever. But they do also feel this is a difference, and they're like, so they're kind of adding up the differences between the two of you. First of all, you have a lot of free time. They don't currently have a lot of free time, and they're never really seeing themselves be in that position because that's just not what their approach is. They enjoy, it's like it gives them life to be working. That's kind of their identity. And so they're like, they're just starting to recognize, I think, group 2, you're never going to be feeling like you have enough time with me. And it makes them sad because they do enjoy the time that they do have with you. They don't want this to end, but they feel, and I don't think that they themselves want to end it, but they feel an ominous energy here that maybe you are going to. Like group 2, I feel like they might break up with me or move on because I'm too busy with my work, but at the same time, I'm not willing to stop doing what I'm doing because I'm determined to succeed, and this is just what it takes for me, and this is what I like to do with my life. So they do feel like this approach to life, the difference that the two of you have in your lifestyles, approach to life, is going to come between the two of you at some point. But they think you're the one who's going to make the choice of moving on. Yeah, I know that I've already said this before, but this person, like, they really like getting feedback from you as well. It's not just that you're an inspiration, but they're like, group 2 has good ideas. Like, they know what the heck they're doing. Like, they can give me ideas about how I can succeed. They can look at what I'm working on, and their advice will bring me so many more improvements. They really see you as such a wonderful, insightful person and caring, because they're like, you're always willing to talk to me about this as well. It seems like you're, you know, willing to give me these insights that help me along in life. Definitely wise guidance. They see you as someone. We have the Hierophant and the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. So this is like, it's almost like your guidance, you're their guidance counselor in some sort of way, but like probably not actually their guidance counselor, but you're giving wise counsel, and you're like there in an emotionally supportive way at the same time. And like, you have such an interesting perspective. Your perspective on things is so helpful to them. And they're just sad. I feel right now they're sad because they're thinking about how this is all going to unravel. This is, yeah, this is sadness. They're missing you. It's like they're missing you before you're even gone, because they're expecting it, and it's already bringing up those emotions even before it happens. Is there anything else for group 2 to know about their person's thoughts and feelings about them right now? No, I'm getting all 3 cards reversed, so I think what has been said is what needed to be said. It was an interesting reading. I've never gotten that specific scenario before, but I hope it was helpful. I do offer personal readings. If you want something looking specifically into your connection, you can find the links for readings with me below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome, Group 3. You chose Athena for your Goddess card. This is your reading, and we're going to be looking into your person of interest and seeing what their current thoughts and feelings are about you and your connection. So I've already thoroughly shuffled, but I always like to shuffle a little bit. You can hear it. You can't exactly see it, but I promise it's happening. There you go. I guess you did get to see the shuffle a little bit. All right, so what is Group 3's person thinking and feeling about them? Thank you so much for showing up for this reading. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope it is helpful. Okay. Okay. I feel like this person is a deer in the headlights. I'm like experiencing it too, like this brain freeze or something with this King of Swords. He never looks like this to me, but for some reason now when I look at this King of Swords, he just looks dazed, like frozen. But when I'm asking, so this is how he sees you, the Two of Cups, and I said, is that, or he or she or whatever, but is this how Group 3's person, do they feel that Group 3 is in love with them? If the two of you have kissed before, they're thinking about that. And it's got them like a deer in the headlights for some reason. We'll try to figure out what. They're thinking about kissing you. And if you have already kissed, they're thinking about the kiss or kisses that have happened. But it's like when they think about it, it's almost like they sort of are immobilized or are almost like disassociating in a way. Why in the world would it be causing them to disassociate? I mean, I do feel we have the Star card reversed in the Ace of Wands. Like, when it happened, it turned them on in such a way that I don't know if they'd never quite experienced this before. It could have like even caused some sort of Kundalini rising experience for them, or like it left them dazed, like in the aftermath of the kiss. It's like they got struck by lightning. Oh my God, this Ace of Wands is coming up again. Like, the effect that you had on them physically, you know, they were so aroused by this kiss. Now, if you haven't kissed yet, then they feel that way thinking about kissing you. But it's like it takes their breath away even to think about it now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say for most of you, you have kissed to them, and it's like when they think about that, which is what they're thinking about most often about you, they're thinking about like the effect that had on them, and like it takes their breath away. It's like it immobilizes them. I don't know. They are shook. They are shook over this kiss. They're like, wow, I guess you are the one for me, because nobody has had that effect before. Like, you have the power over my deet. You have the magic wand when it comes to my magic wand. They want more of this. They want more of this. So this is what they're thinking about, of course. I think they're also like not sure if they should tell their friends about it or not. Like, because I feel like they've been around their friends since this happened, and it's like it's on their mind, and it's like they kind of want to talk about it, but I think they almost feel like, no, I want to keep it to myself. I don't I don't want my friends knowing how good it is with group 3, because then they might want to be trying to get with group 3. Oh gosh. Yeah. They're really feeling you. We have the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. Like, they have really sweet feelings for you too. So this is definitely not like just lust or anything like that, but like even the physical part of it, the sexual part of it is just like their mind is blown, right? Take my breath away, you know? And, wow, it's just like, it's really just expanding their mind, expanding their heart. They've never really experienced anything like this. Was an experience like no other. And I know I've already said it, but they want more of this. But I feel like they're not sure how to make it happen again. So that's also something they're thinking about. Like, they're trying to strategize, like, well, how can we get back together and like have another wonderful experience like this? For one thing, I don't think they want you, they don't want to come across like that they're just using you for that. Because they're like, they might just think that I want, you know, sexual, or maybe you haven't had sex yet, maybe it's just kissing, but like either way, they don't want you to perceive them as just using you for sex. I think they're really afraid of that being your mindset and putting you off. But at the same time, they do want to be with you that way again. It's just like they do not want to risk hurting your feelings. Like, they feel like there's a risk that needs to be taken here. They want to have that closeness, that physical intimacy again, because it's so much more than just physical. But they're afraid of offending you. And they're kind of afraid, they're almost afraid that maybe you didn't like it. Like, they really, really liked it, but they're like reading the room and they're like, I don't know if group 3 actually liked it though, but I did. I thought it was amazing. Yeah, they're really worried on multiple levels. Like, is it over? You know, like, we're not going to have this experience again. Like, I want it again, but I don't know how to even make it happen again without coming across like a douchebag. And that's just not even how I feel. Like, yeah, I do really get turned on by group 3, but like, that is definitely not all that it is. But yeah, they do feel that you are probably scrutinizing them, and that you are, it's like a stern energy, right? You can see her face like, don't you be trying me. Don't you be trying to use me. You know, they are afraid of pissing you off, but they're also afraid of losing you. So it's kind of like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to lose group 3 by not trying to talk to them or, you know, like interact with them. But then I also don't want to piss them off, because if I go after what I really want here, they might get pissed off. They are just not sure what to do. They do not know what to do. And it's like, just talking to you casually at this point makes them feel like it doesn't, I don't know. It's like, now that the two of you have been physically intimate, they don't know how to just hang out with you. Because it feels like a denial. Like, just hanging out is like, what, are we pretending now that we're just friends and that it's all platonic? Obviously, people who have been romantic, like physically involved, can still just like do things that are not sexual, right? But it just feels wrong to them somehow, because it feels like we're pretending that we're just buddies or like just casual acquaintances when we've had this like level of intimacy. So it's like, now that it has happened, the only way that they understand how to proceed with you is sexually. But at the same time, they feel, like I've already said, that if they try to make that happen again, it's going to hurt your feelings or make you feel like they're using you. So they want you to be happy. They really do. They want themselves to experience the happiness and the joy here. To me, it kind of feels like, you know, sometimes if you don't know what to do or say in a situation, it's better just to not do or say anything at all. So if you notice them, I guess that goes back to the beginning where I was getting that like deer in the headlights. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So they may not just be doing much at all. And if you're perceiving them as being like ghosting you or something, it's, they just don't know. Like, if the two of you were alone and doing something that is not sexual, you would just have to look at them and all of a sudden they would want to be all over you again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't know how to just do that with you again. They're too excited about it, you know. So yeah, we're back to the beginning, the deer in the headlights. I mean, I think that basically the reading has come full course, and like, you know, your spirit guides have divulged what it is that you needed to know and understand about the person. I don't think that there's anything else. I'll ask for an advice card though. What's the advice for group 3? Well, we have the 9 of Swords. I think that maybe the reason you got this message was for you not to have anxiety. Ironically, when this comes as an advice card, it's telling you not to worry. And basically your spirit guides are saying, we wanted to share this information with you so that you would have less anxiety about this person, because you might have been very confused and feeling anxious about the situation and wondering, like, why are they acting the way that they're acting? Why are they not communicating? Why are they not trying to spend quality time with me? Right? Yeah, because you light up this person's life. You blind them. You have blinded their reality. You have put them into a state of shock, that you have lit their life up so much. So now you know, I guess, and hopefully it will help calm some of your own anxiety to at least kind of understand where they're coming from, and that it definitely is not from a lack of interest or anything underhanded or playery or anything like that. So group 3, I hope that helped clear the air for you with any confusion you may have had about your person. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.